Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. So how can you be that woman who gets to be asked to dance all night long when you go out, right? You've seen those women, you've been out dancing and sat on the sidelines and you're like, I'm a better dancer. I connect more deeply. Why does she get to dance the whole time and I don't? Okay, I'm going to give you the secrets, honey bunny, and this is going to change your whole life. You're going to want to go out dancing constantly. So what I just did was super brave, right? I go to Miami, to a Zouk dance conference, and I'm like older than everybody, and I'm not as good a dancer, and I want to have fun, and I'm like dreading it, like, oh no, what have I done to myself? Is this going to be like a long torture? But then I remembered my practice, what I do when I go out dancing, and I remembered to do this, and I had a fantastic time, fantastic. I danced nonstop till 4 a.m., 4 nights in a row. Actually, I did 3 nights. The last night I fell asleep into the most heavenly sleep, and then I danced all day. So this is what you do, darling. Remember now, this personal thing happens when you're sitting on the sidelines. You're like, they don't love me. They're not choosing me because I'm not as desirable. These guys are freaking lazy. They don't even ask women. They just stand around like zombies. Why are they wasting my time? We get really angry, right? There was a lot of women at the Zouk Congress who were like that frame of mind. They were pissed off. They spent a lot of money to get there, and no one was asking them to dance, and they believed that they should be asked. Okay. So first secret to be asked to dance is that you ask, okay? You ask a lot. You go up, you sense it out. Now, you're like, that's not why I'm watching this video. I don't want to have to ask. I want to be asked. You will be, okay? This is the first step. This is what happens. So the men are basically burnt out. They're burnt out from asking all the time and from leading and providing this experience to the women. When you ask, see, he feels chosen. He feels, oh, she desires me. I'm hot. I'm sexy. Now this makes his dance full of way more energy. Now he feels safe to ask you because he's been asked. Also remember, when he's leading you, he's choosing you the whole time. He's channeling his energy about you towards you. Now, some guys don't do so good at that. They're doing all the moves without connecting, and you don't feel chosen at all. You feel like it was a total waste of your dancing in heels to do 10 minutes with this guy without any presence. So don't choose those guys to dance with. Look for the guys on the dance floor who are doing maybe less fancy moves. The guys who are doing less moves are generally actually spending their energy on connection. Now, that's a big deal, right? Because we get all taken by the fancy moves. Like that's what, oh, I want to look like that. But remember that you're in this for your own experience. So now, what happens is you're going to get better and better as a dancer by asking. You're going to ask a lot of the great dancers because they're your teachers, right? You're going to ask people that are less great dancers because they're your lovers. They're your real friends. You're going to be becoming more and more attuned to following, being a follower. So what happens is you're making more and more friends, more and more men are feeling chosen by you. And the next time you go to the dance, you've got all these new friends. They start to ask you, okay? And ask you, and pretty soon you can't even keep up with how many people are asking you. Now, sometimes it's not like that. You're like, hey, last night I danced nonstop. People were asking me, and no one's asking tonight. Remember that this whole thing, it's not about the ego. It's not. But this whole, you're there because you want to experience your faithfulness to your bliss. So another thing to do is to just, anytime you feel like dancing, go to the dance floor, do your hot moves on your own as if your partner is there. And I do this pretty often. And I say, believe me, 50% of the time, suddenly there's a guy behind me or comes up to me and just joins me. The other 50% of the time, maybe I look like a crazy fool, a crazy wild hippie girl. And I am one, so it's okay. I know who I am. I'm there to have my own bliss and my own dance. Okay, So dedicate yourself first to your own experience. You are not going to hand over the experience of your incredible night and how beautiful you look to the men. It's not their job to give you a great night. It's not their job to make you feel fantastic and beautiful. I know they do have that power at times to really make you feel fantastic. But if you take responsibility first, what happens is you're in your power and you become a fountain for the men where they feel loved, appreciated, and showered. Now they want to ask you and ask you and ask you, and now you don't even care because you've been asking. So what's the secret to asking? All right, be careful when you ask a man to dance, because if he's looking burnt out, leaning against a wall, it means he has been providing space for too long and he can't actually dance with you. And you're going to feel hurt because he's going to say no when you ask him. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I asked and he said no. So be careful with that, because the guys have to breathe in between dances and they cannot dance with anybody when they're recouping their mind and their focus. Okay, so wait. Now the other thing is, when you go up, it's loud in the club. It's hard for them to hear you. You're like, would you like to dance? You're like, what? You're like, would you like to dance? You're like, what? You're shouting. That doesn't work, right? So just put out your hand like a goddess and invite with your face and your eyes and a question. All right? That's all you do. Walk up, put out your hand like this or like this. Either way, he will take your hand, usually. Or you can do it more humbly. You can walk up and put out your hand like with more of a question in your eyes. Would you like to dance? Like you really don't expect that he's going to say yes. That gives him more space. The other thing to notice is if a guy's body is moving, if he's standing there moving, he wants to dance bad and he just hasn't had the courage to ask anybody. So he's going to be thankful when you ask him, okay? Watch for any guys whose bodies are moving. All right. Now, if he's looking at you, great. That helps right there. He was already coming towards you and was just, gathering some kind of sense of self, and you helped him. All right. Beautiful. So do these things, practices. A1, don't even wait to be asked. You just ask. A2, give yourself a great time. Make yourself happy. Keep your own body moving. Dance with women. That's the last thing, okay? Go connect with the other women. Dance in a little circle. Dance with another woman. This drives men crazy. If they see two women dancing together, they just get so hot and so turned on. Inevitably, they come over to grab one or break it up or join or just stand there gaping. So that's a great thing to do. Okay, and also it's fun because once you bond with the sisters there, you also have a power that is invincible. It's the power of your beauty united with other women. All right, and if you're a chubby girl like me, like I am sometimes, I'm not always chubby, but I go up and down. Remember that there is every kind of desire and every kind of interpretation of beauty. So that one standard of the skinny girl is loved by many, but the real standard of the juicy woman is actually universal. White guys are probably the only guys on the planet that don't like big, juicy women. They're the only ones that have been completely numbed out of their animal nature, or maybe it's in their ancestry that they're women were skinny, so they're attracted to that. I don't know, but everybody else from Peru, from Guatemala, from Africa, all over Africa, they love juiciness. So wear your skimpy everything. Show your juicy everything. And why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't feel super hot for you? That's not your archetype. You don't need that guy. So you're like, well, I'm white. I need a white guy. Well, what you need is to be really loved and to really love being loved. And you need to love. You need to love. So feel it out. And remember, there are some white guys that are pretty juicy. They are. And they're amazing. Usually they have some ethnicity in their background. Like they're like part, Chinese, or they're part, well, Jewish guys, way more juicy usually. They have a tradition, and the Jewish tradition is to, pleasure your woman. That's in the doctrine, and that's in the Quran. You gotta do her, make her wild with pleasure to do your duty as a man. So find those men who love you and respond to your energy, and don't bother with the other ones, okay? That's not even gonna be any fun anyway. Okay, much love. Love you, darling. Love life. Love your life. Love your life. Dance.